Welcome to the Luxe Leap. My name is Reland Logan, and we chat about women consultants making bold moves, big wins, and the secrets to extraordinary branding. So I have a question. What if creating a fulfilling life wasn't just about success, but about becoming the happiest, healthiest, most confident version of yourself? Nicole Comis is here to show us how. She's a certified personal and professional coach with deep expertise in neuroscience, subconscious reprogramming, and transformational change. As a professional certified coach through the International Coach Federation and a master coach of neuro-linguistic programming, Nicole combines traditional coaching with powerful tools like emotional release work, NLP, and hypnotherapy to help her clients break free from old patterns and step fully into the life they actually want. Whether her clients are scaling businesses, deepening relationships, reclaiming their health, or rediscovering their purpose, Nicole helps them achieve more than they ever thought possible without losing themselves along the way. Through her signature NLP breakthrough sessions and personalized coaching approach, Nicole doesn't just change what her clients do, she helps them transform who they become. Please welcome the clarity instiller, confidence builder, and catalyst for courageous living, Nicole Comis. Welcome, Nicole.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That was an amazing introduction.
Thank you. I love it that all of you get so excited about these introductions. It brings so much joy to my heart that it sometimes trips me up on the next thing that I'm going to say. But I just want you to know that I love seeing everyone's faces and just seeing yours now, because you probably had one of the most beautiful reactions to this of all time, is like the equivalent of me looking at the groom when everybody's watching the bride walk down the aisle. Like there's just so much just beauty in it. And so for those of you listening to the podcast and not watching the YouTube channel, you know, it's like in the first 1 minute, you might as well just go look at her beautiful face as she did it. It was gorgeous. So Nicole, what inspired you to start your brand?
Oh, goodness. Well, it kind of started way back in 2003. I was in the mortgage business building a successful career, and I met my first coach. And in 2003, most people had no idea what a coach was. I know I didn't, but I literally watched a friend of mine transform in front of me, and I didn't really know what she was doing, but I didn't care. I just wanted whatever it was. And so fast forward to the housing market crash and my career and my identity and happiness and all of that crashing right along with it. I went on this discovery process trying to figure out who I was now, because so much of my identity was tied to my career. And it took about 5 years to realize I didn't want to be in the mortgage business anymore, that it didn't make me happy. I wasn't fulfilled. And I started working with another coach, and a couple sessions in, she said, Nicole, you want to be a coach. And so that's kind of how the whole brand started. And I feel like I've totally stepped into my purpose and the work that I'm meant to do in the world.
That is absolutely incredible, because a lot of folks have to get hit with something hard. Like, I vaguely remember the housing crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm a little bit older than you.
And that's also fair. That all actually started when I graduated high school. So I was not thinking about buying a house. Like I could care less. Like I think the thing on my mind was not getting caught underage drinking.
Yeah.
And not even me, but my friends, because I wasn't a big drinker. And what college campus was I going to go to? Like it, you know, like in a way that really worked for a lot of us. But when I hear those things reflected back, it sounds very scary as an adult, because you're not really an adult at 18, just on paper.
Right.
So when you look back and you think like you went from mortgage, you transitioned into coaching.
Mm-hmm.
What was that pivotal moment in your brand's journey that defined where you are today as a coach?
You know, it was probably a good 6 years in that I realized that my clients were getting great results. They were making huge shifts, but I felt like they were working so hard for them. And when I reflected back on my journey and the work that I was doing, I felt the same for my own life. Like I was working so hard to achieve what I was achieving, almost like there was some self-manipulation in there, a little brainwashing. I was trying to convince myself of something. And what I learned was I started studying about how the mind works.
Mhm.
And what I learned was if your subconscious or your unconscious mind is not aligned with what you want to achieve, it's almost like a tug of war. Like you're fighting yourself. And there's that inner conflict because you want this thing, but your beliefs don't support it. So your beliefs are like, "Oh, no, you don't deserve that." And so it causes a lot of resistance. And so long story short, I ended up about 4.5 years ago going through training in neurolinguistic programming and really working with the unconscious mind, integrating hypnotherapy. And I really believe that that is such an important piece in what I do with my clients because it's not just about achieving another goal, it's literally about transforming who you become in the process, working through those limiting beliefs and fears and really rewriting your programming to be aligned with the life that you want to create. So that's it. That was it.
Okay, let's like spend a minute on hypnotherapy for
Okay.
just a moment. And not because I don't understand what it is, but I
Hmm.
can honestly say that, let's say 9 months.
Yeah.
Up until 9 months ago, I thought it was just literally the dude who like makes people dance like a chicken at the
Yeah.
stage.
Quack like a
And a lot
duck,
of
all
people
that.
think that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so why don't you share like what that truly looks like, feels like, and some of the wins you've had as we see people shift through?
Yeah. So I use very little hypnotherapy. The hypnotherapy I use is more about installing positive beliefs aligned with the life that you want to create. So I do a lot of release work, unpacking limiting beliefs and fears and inner conflict. Um, and I use techniques like neurolinguistic programming, timeline therapy to release that, and then hypnotherapy to reprogram positive beliefs. Think of hypnotherapy very similar to a guided meditation. You're not like, you know, out of your mind. You still have 100% control. There isn't anything that you will do that you don't want to do, right?
No
Like you
chicken
are
dance.
still no chicken dancing or quacking like a duck or, picking your nose in front of, 100 people. Um, you have full control over everything.
And that's really powerful to think of because, and I think a piece that most people, let's be real here, manifestation is so mm, commercialized these
Hmm.
days. That's the word we're going to go with.
Okay.
And it it's almost comical. Like you
Yeah.
see ads for all these things, it's going to change your life if like you say these words. And I mean, there is some truth to it. Absolutely. But I think the thing that you said that people are missing, and I don't even know if you picked up on it, was like, yes, we have these guided meditations. This is like hypnotherapy, but we
Hmm.
first have to unpack a lot of shit in order for it to work.
Yeah.
And it's the unpacking that is the hard work that a lot of people don't want to take action on because it is
Yes.
scary.
It
So
can be for sure.
how do you help overcome those fears?
So the biggest part, is that first we have to get clear on what is that vision? What do I want my life to look like? Right. And then it's like, for example, if somebody says, I want to be in a loving and committed relationship, but unconsciously their beliefs are, I can't trust people, all men are jerks, it's not safe to be vulnerable, right? They're going to sabotage every single relationship that they're in. Or they will date those people who are jerks just to prove unconsciously, they're not even aware that they're doing this, that that's the truth. And so, first, it is about unpacking, identifying what the patterns are, identifying what you want your life to look like, and then what's in the way of that. what are those beliefs? What are those fears? What comes up for you? And I think a big piece of that work is the safe environment that I create with my clients, right? So, you know, coaching is really supposed to be a place where you get to explore things for the very first time. So many people, the conversations I have with my clients, they're not having with anybody else,
Yeah.
right? And so I'll ask questions that made, like I did the part one of a breakthrough session with a client yesterday, and I kept, you know, um, pointing out where things in her life started in her childhood, and she was like, "Oh, oh my gosh! Like I can't believe that!" Right? And like we were just making those connections, and once you have that awareness, now you can choose something different,
True.
right? And so that's a big piece is working with somebody you trust who makes it not so hard. I think that's one of the things that I love most about the work that I do is the work that I do with my clients. We're going deep. We are identifying, these things, these beliefs, these events that happened in your life that were not awesome, but you're not reliving trauma, right? So like when I ask, so maybe a client says, I was bullied as a kid. Instead of going into the story about it, I ask, what are the beliefs that you created about yourself
Yeah.
or the world or other people? And so we don't relive the trauma. We just identify what is in your way of getting what you want.
I I agree with everything you just said. And it's it is work that you have to dismantle, and it's also I like the way of disassociating. Like we're not reliving this, like we're compartmentalizing. And I personally just went through this on a trip, and I recognized in the moment that on the note of inner voice and like the things that we're saying to ourselves in this exercise, I learned that when I hear positive things, it is coming from me.
Mm,
And when I hear negative things, I'm actually hearing the voice of another family member. And in the exercise, it was just one. And then in
mhm,
a phone call with a different one, I realized it might be multiple. And the ability
mhm,
to finally see it and be like, I feel
mhm.
for you, dear person who said that to me, but like I don't believe that about me. And that is a lot of work. So in this, I say all this to say, during this retreat, one of the thoughts that came out was a lot of people came to the conclusion that they will invest heavily in their business, but they recognize that they need to invest in therapy because it's going to unlock breakthroughs. What is the difference between therapy and coaching and the order in which they should happen?
Yeah. Well, I don't know that there's an order,
Okay.
right? So therapy, I think it depends on what are the results you want to get. To me, therapy is about healing, right? Where coaching is more about unlocking, right?
Okay.
So my goal is to help you get from where you are to where you want to go. And that sometimes has to do with cleaning out some of the past. It doesn't mean healing. It doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you need fixing. My belief is that you are whole and complete just as you are. And everything and I've said this to my mom, was one of my favorite mic drop moments with my mom was my mom was like, "Oh, I regret this and I regret that." And I said, "Mom, why?" I go, "I'm pretty awesome. Became awesome because all of those things that happened to me, right? Like good or bad or ugly, those things created who I am today. And I love who I am. I'm grateful for who I am. And I wouldn't be who I was without those challenges." And so my intention is to help my clients see that as well, that your past doesn't make you it doesn't make your future. It's a part of your story, and the past is what's going to help you learn the lessons to become stronger, to help other people, to do your life purpose. and create the life that's next for you. So, another difference with therapy versus coaching is one, again, I believe you are whole and complete just as you are. Your life, your past is just part of your story to help you grow into the person you are. But also, it's two equals coming together. Whereas therapy is the therapist and you. I really look at myself as being my client's partner to help them achieve what they want to achieve. And it's a little bit different. There's another industry I want to plug this into is consulting. A lot of
Mhm.
people get really confused about, they think um, because coaching became a very trendy word.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. And there's people out there who act as consultants, experts in a specific area of, like marketing or sales.
Mhm.
I am not going to tell you what to do. My job is to help you discover the answers inside of you. Does that make sense?
No, that's truly the difference between consulting and coaching.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I think I said it to somebody a few months back when they're like, "What's the difference on a post?" And I was like, "Well, one's gonna tell you like what to do and will take you there. Like the other one does it alongside you."
Yeah.
And then I like said something else for the people who will do it for you. I don't remember what the term was that I used for that, but they are not the same thing. And I think that
No.
we need to be extraordinarily clear about it. And on the note of making it clear, I know that when I introduce this podcast, I say, like, this is for women consultants who are doing these things.
Sure.
That is who I typically work with. But that doesn't negate the fact that I do work with women coaches. I do work with service based businesses as long as they're owned by a woman. I probably need a better word at this point, everyone.
I
But
think you
that's
just
what
said it.
I'm
Service-based businesses.
saying. um, like, and you're right. So it's like, but what all the things in marketing is like, I'm going through big market research. Thankfully, because I have all of you on this podcast who are making me see things through your lens. Not everybody has access to talking to people like this publicly and learning
Mhm.
publicly, and that's okay. Um, I put myself on the hot seat every single time I do one of these.
Yeah.
But market research is so important, and being able to define terms is very important.
Mhm.
And understanding who you need is very important. Like, do you need a therapist? Do you need a coach right now? Do you need both at the same time simultaneously? Do
Yeah.
you need a consultant? Because really, you just need to be told what to do on a function of your business.
Yep.
Um, but as business owners, we need to remember that a big part of what we're doing and leading has to do with our mind.
Yes.
And it
And our
is,
beliefs.
and our beliefs. And like, that's how we start to unlock our voice. Um, was I noodling with this with you, Nicole, before I went on vacation of the idea that I might be more than just a brand strategist?
I don't think so, but do tell me.
Okay, so a lot has happened since this lovely trip. I swear I've lived 5 lifetimes in the last 2 weeks. But in this space is this idea that like we think of brand, kind of like
Mhm.
coaching and consulting. Let's use the same analogy. A
Okay.
lot of people think of brand and they're like, oh, marketing, oh, ads, oh, logo. And I'm like, that's not really what I do.
Mm.
What I'm really doing is not even unlocking your voice, but just bringing up the voice that you always had and wanted to return to when you first had the initial idea. And then somehow good girl conditioning came into effect. Vanilla opinions started to take over, and we became palatable and wanted to just merge and be like everybody else on the internet. And it keeps us as the best kept secret. And the best kept secret is not really a best kept secret, it's just the person not getting paid. So,
Mhm.
I say all that to say, I don't color for a living. But
Yeah.
it has a lot of power behind it of like understanding when do you need a coach, when do you need a consultant, when do you need these things, and knowing what you're going for.
Mhm.
And I don't like being put into boxes, but containers do help people get very creative,
Yeah.
and it helps us shift and organize in a brain that wants to organize.
Yep.
And so people can choose to continue to live in the metaphorical junk drawer by not going to coaching with you. Or they can choose to unlock what that is and become the fork and be the thing that people seek out because they
Mm,
understand what is happening, what it is that you do.
yeah.
So,
Well, and
with all of
I
these,
do. Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
go for it. No,
I was going
go
to
for it.
say, I've done it all, right? Like I did therapy, I did coaching. I mean, the thing that literally transformed my life was coaching because it wasn't just talking, it was self-discovery. Now, that doesn't mean every therapist coach is the same, right? But for me, I think that no matter what, whether you work with a coach or you work with a therapist, making sure that a part of your process is self-discovery is key. Because if you're just talking about the past, you're reliving the past. How can you move forward is going to be key. And that self discovery is a giant, giant piece of that. So whether you choose a coach or, or a therapist or a consultant or whatever you do make sure that you are connecting with your heart and doing that self discovery piece. Yeah.
It matters in so many things.
Hmm.
It's so powerful to understand who you are as a person and what you need.
Yep. And where do you want to go? Like so many people get through life, and this is what I see now is that there's so many people who come to me and they say, Nicole, I don't even know who I am anymore because we woke up, and we made a decision when we were in college that this is what we were going to do for our education. And then that's what we did. And that was the decision we made. So we needed to keep that decision. And then 10, 20 years later, they're like, who am I? I don't know what makes me happy. And we conform and we do all the things that we're supposed to be doing. And we lose sight of who we are. If we even, and likely we don't even remember who we are because we decided to conform to be like everybody else when we were 9, 10, 11 years old.
Ooh, the icky ears.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly did. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be like everybody else. Right. So I became like everybody else and stayed small.
And stayed small because
Mhm.
small is safe?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Mm.
But is
Yeah.
it really?
Yeah. And I do want to circle back to because you mentioned something about manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
A key piece of manifestation is you have to get into action.
Yeah.
You can't manifest sitting on your couch eating, you know, popcorn, watching a movie, right? Like you have to be intentional about what you do and get off your ass and go get what you want.
Like I love like this idea, this concept because I watch it play out so many times is I just have to build the thing first. I'm like, do you?
Mm.
Or do you need to take action and start testing things? Like I don't know how many times I've been quoted saying this, but like confidence is built by doing.
Yes.
Confidence is built by doing. To your point, I think I've heard it as like the back part of attraction is action. So if you want to attract something, you might want to act on it.
Oh, I like it.
And people, like, to your point, they're like, "Well, I wrote it on a Post-it note and stuck it on my mirror and read it."
Yeah.
How's that working for you?
Or I created a vision board. Why
Oh,
isn't this happening? Right? Like, well,
because you took
because
time to
what
make a
did you
vision
do?
board and not do it.
Well, and I love vision boards. I think that they're awesome because they're our minds,
Can
a
see
lot
things.
of our minds think in pictures, right?
Mhm.
But if you've got, the perfect glutes on your vision board, you got to get to the gym and do your squats and do the things that are going to create the perfect glutes. They're not just going to appear when you wake up in the morning. And that goes for everything, right? I wish it would because I would love to wake up and have perfect glutes, but
As somebody who has pretty nice glutes, I will tell you right now, as a woman, go find yourself some creatine gummies, and every time you have to go to the bathroom, like literally go to the bathroom, come out, and keep a kettlebell like right next to your bathroom door and do 10 squats.
oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It's called habit stacking.
Yep.
And
Yep.
if you drink lots of water, you're going to be doing tons of squats.
Gonna be doing a lot of squats. I did it last night with my son. because he said he didn't need to do push-ups anymore. Apparently, my 8-year-old has acknowledged that we don't skip leg day, which
Oh,
is kind of a funny concept for this little footballer. And he he was like, okay, the deal was if you don't catch the ball, you're doing squats. Well, mommy, with these like talons on her fingernails, cannot catch a football to save her life because I don't want to break a nail. And that's fine. I show up publicly places, so I cannot have janky fingernails, and I
no.
understand that. But when I don't have them, you trust that I'm diving for footballs. And I did so many squats last night.
Oh,
I
funny.
think my kid only had to do 10.
Oh my
That he
gosh.
felt bad. And he was like, Mom, you can just do 5. And I was like, no, I said what I said. I did a lot of squats last night.
What a good kid, though. Like, it's all right, mom.
It's okay. I think it was more like he just wanted to catch the next ball and I was
Oh,
taking too long. And then in order to make him actually work out his legs, I made him sprint uphill because we live like at the base of a really steep hill and like do cutting drills. So he'll have some pretty powerful sprinting legs come next football season.
yeah.
In case there's anybody listening who needs to train their football player,
Right. Have a
fine.
sprint uphill.
Sprint uphill and you get some squats in if you can't catch a football because your fingernails need to be redone.
Well, I mean, that is part of your brand, right? Because it's
Yes.
all about branding, not just about, as I have my non-manicured fingers. But like part of your brand isn't just what's on paper or online, it's about who you are.
You show up as.
Yep.
And one of my really good friends always makes a joke. She's like, you're going to catch Raylan either in sweats or stilettos. There is no in between. So um, I think that's really because I'm a boy mom. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure I'm single-handedly keeping Lululemon in business.
Oh,
On
that's
my
not a
own.
bad thing.
It's not a bad thing between coaching cheerleading and all of Grayson's sports. If I'm not on this podcast or speaking at an event, I am low-key in sweatpants or leggings. And I love every
Leggings are my happy place too.
right? Whoever
Hmm.
whoever said that that was an okay way to go out in public understood the assignment, Nicole. Uh,
Hmm.
understood the assignment. And I don't want us to go back to a world where we wear high heels everywhere all the time.
No,
I think
I
it's
hurt my
coming back.
back, and ever since I can't seem to, unless they're big chunky ones, I can't do it.
Fashion repeats itself, and I'm a little terrified to go back to the days of middle school and
Stilettos.
high school.
Mm.
I just want to run away in my Nikes. Okay. On the note of running towards something,
Yeah.
what are your long-term goals for expanding your brand's impact?
Mm. Um, a big piece is doing more speaking. Um, I'm super excited. I'm going to this business conference, and one of the things is getting on stages. Um, Possibly writing a book, but that's going to take a little more out of me because writing is not my favorite thing to do. I've always been a numbers girl, so I'd rather do my
I feel
accounting
you.
than my marketing. Um, and there is an online class that will be coming. However, I don't believe that online classes replace one-on-one coaching. I think it's a great starting point, especially for people who maybe they can't afford it or they're not really sure. They're just kind of dipping their toes into personal development. And I really want to try to help as many people as I can, and I get that. So, but I believe true transformation happens through one-on-one coaching.
I love that. So I've got a question
Yeah.
as my brain is sorting everything that you just said. Is the intention when we look, apparently me looking at the ceiling, but wherever you're looking,
That's your thinking
is
hat.
yeah, did you enjoy the deep thought? Like you can
Yeah.
watch all the neurons connecting. Is the intention to speak on stage and then from stage invite people to after that mindset shift of like, here's where you're at, but like understanding they need coaching. Like that
Mm.
is the intention, the mindset shift we need to make to then invite them to be a part of the course in which they will then learn that one-on-one is really gonna make a change and everything is invited through that? Or is there not an intention yet?
Well, it's more of I have a friend of mine who um, I network with.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's opened my eyes to a lot of things. And one of the things she said to me was, Nicole, I am a commitment phobe. And so I wouldn't invest in working one on one with you until like there was a lower key. So what I did was I created a 6-week one-on-one program so people can get a taste. It's kind of like that foundations. Let's see, are we a good fit to work together? Let you experience what it's like to work with me. So that could be an option, or maybe putting them through this one-on-one. Um, there isn't necessarily a clear vision for it yet. it's just it's
You
just there. But I also want to integrate that course into my one-on-one work, so it's like homework for my clients that they can do too.
That's
Because I
brilliant.
have so much to I have so much information and I have so much to share, and coaching really isn't teaching. So I want to be able to share that in addition to true coaching.
No, I love that. And I think, knowing about your 6-week program prior to this conversation, I think having that layer and just, yes, we could consider it teaching, but it's also just anchoring what we worked on.
Yeah,
Like it's the anchor because sometimes once a week or sometimes bi-weekly, like the little scaries can creep their little ugly claws back in.
yeah,
And this helps have that anchor to create those positive habits
yeah.
long term.
Well, and my clients, speaking of that, with the
Oh,
creepies getting back in, is my clients have unlimited access to me in between sessions. So it's not just one session a week. They get unlimited email and Voxer support. So that way they do feel supported um, in between our sessions as well. Because it is a partnership. And let's be real, life doesn't just happen in 1 hour a week.
no, it can't. And we can't dismantle things in 1 hour a week either. Sometimes
Right.
it keeps you up until 4 in the morning. And you'd
Yes.
know nothing about that. Um, Nothing at all. So we're really putting this vision into thought process as we're sitting here talking right now.
Yeah.
And that is a hot seat in and of itself, Nicole. So like kudos for being the brave one in this moment.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. When you think about how your marketing strategy is going to adapt to support that brand growth, and I want you to actually not think about the marketing strategy of selling all those pieces, but the marketing strategy on getting on stages. What does that look like for you?
You really want me to get on stages, don't you?
Well, you want to get on stage. You
I do
said it.
want to get on stages.
I'm just repeating what I heard, girl.
Yes, yes. So what does that marketing getting me on stages look like?
Hmm.
That's
Plus somebody else wants to know.
that's really a good question, because it's there. I see it. I see getting on stages. Um, I love it. My I spoke in front of 350 people for an hour right before COVID. So I'd love to get back into doing that. But the truth is, I don't have a strategy behind it yet. Like my focus has been that one-on-one coaching. Um, and I'm pretty sure that this conference that I'm going to is going to unlock what that could look like, because
Yeah.
it's never anything that um, I wasn't educated on it, right? Like, so having that, what do I have to do? What does that look like? What are all the components? I'm still learning that piece.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I actually have a few friends who are speaker coaches, like that
Mhm.
is what they do. And so there's a lot of ways to approach that level of marketing. There's a lot of ways to build it organically and be invited. And those, I'm sure everyone's like, thanks for the ambiguity, Raylan. Could you get to the
You're
actual like
good.
tangibles? Um, Here's some of the things they've shared with me. These women would be better to touch base with. But my girlfriend Kathy owns a Speaker Skills Academy with our friend Mark, and she will just train the actual skill set that you
Mm,
need. She's a TEDx coach. She's absolutely incredible at what she does, but like it's the practice in the practice. I have another friend who teaches people how to become a paid speaker. Her name is Andrea, and she talks about like how you go find those events and where those events are in order to do that. And there's another a really great person, but she's very strong for, well, they are very strong for DEI speaking, and her name is Evolve. And Evolve really talks about like how to become a paid speaker too. A lot of it though is like you have to start speaking online, not at conferences per se, but like going
Mm-hmm.
live,
Mm-hmm.
doing podcasts, doing things that show what kind of speaker you are. And when you do get to an elevated place, I also have a friend who literally makes people's professional speaker reels.
Cool.
I know. I spend a lot of time around speakers. And I just realized that because about 5 other people came to mind too, but those are the ones that we're going to share in the moment right now. So when you're ready, I got intros.
Yeah, I love
Um,
it.
but a lot of them are just going to come back to you and say, well, you need a really established brand first. And hence the reason we're all friends, because I do the first part.
That's right.
And it's interesting to watch how people grow in that space because you're putting yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
You have no problem with that. You're a people person. You are very good at speaking.
Thank you.
So for other folks, that's terrifying.
Sure.
But it I don't want to say it forces you, but it starts to make you think and communicate differently with another set of clarity
Mm-hmm.
that has to happen through, to your point and what you do, self-discovery. Because
Yeah.
if we cannot know what we're talking about, we cannot be clear. And to be clear is to be kind. And it's not the person who has the coolest thing or the best thing. It's the person who can clearly articulate what it is that they do.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Totally. Well, and the funny thing is, I used to be terrified of public speaking, right? Like, but because of coaching and the work that I do, I kept getting out of my comfort zone and stretching myself. And now it's part of my life because it was in service of my vision, right? Like I got clear on my life, my vision for my life, and I got uncomfortable to go build up my confidence, like you said earlier, to become that speaker.
yeah. And that, I mean, everything takes time and practice and commitment.
Yes.
And you can't outpace time. Time is time. And but you are fully control of how committed you are and how dedicated you are to practicing, and not just practicing for practice sake, but practicing with the intention of improving.
Yep. Love it.
And that's magic. All right, are you ready for fun questions?
Oh, okay.
I know I always say this like we're going on Jeopardy. We're not. But I love asking this question of everyone for the sole fact that I think it paints a picture of what's possible. So,
Okay.
what does a day living a luxurious life look like for you, Nicole?
Ooh. Is it a work day or is it a Saturday?
It's a life day.
A life day. Well, I love learning and I love reading and I love what I do. So during the week, it would definitely be having a full day of clients. Because my clients just make my heart happy and seeing them grow. But on a Saturday, it would be a hike or yoga in the morning and then a book by the pool and then some playtime with my nephews
Aw.
because they're my favorite humans ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love little humans, just in general. They bring just all the joy that we need more of in the world.
Yeah. We were playing shark in the pool the other day, jumping in the pool and like I felt like a kid. It was so much fun. When
Yeah,
was the last time you jumped in a pool over and over again?
I mean, I have an 8-year-old boy,
So you're
so
doing it
fairly
often.
frequently.
Yeah. I don't
I
have
remember the
kids,
day I taught
so
him how to swim. I remember it so vividly. We were at my mom's house in Arizona, and he was like scared at first. This child learned how to swim in under an hour, by the way, like
wow.
full swim. Was diving for diving sticks. My mom went and bought him goggles, and like this child was like diving, pushing, like all the things that kids do in the pool. because we don't have a ton of pools where it's like safe to learn how to swim if you're not going
Right.
to swim lessons in Oregon.
Yeah.
And so I was like, nope, we're at home. It's July. Nobody wants to be stuck in the house. It's 119 degrees. There's a pool right there. You're learning today, dude. I think honestly, he got the hang of it like in the first 5 minutes because it's a gradual size pool. And so I was like, you're going down these steps and you're just going to come to mom. And he was like, okay. He was very good with floaties on. So I was like, you're ready to swim. And he just went for gold.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah,
It
playing with
speaks what
littles
kind
in
of
the
a mom
pool.
you are.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Playing in the pool is one of the most nostalgic, fun things you can do with a child. I think.
Yeah.
Or like playing Marco Polo again.
Yeah.
And you know all the tricks. They don't. So like it's so I love it so much.
It's so fun.
Um, in one word, what
Yes.
is your primary motivation in business?
Impact.
Why is that?
Because I just want to make an impact in the world. Like, I want to live in a world of happy, healthy people who are truly alive and like excited to get out of bed in the morning. And they're walking down the street with smiles on their face and holding the doors open for each other and laughing and being kind. Like, that's the world I want to live in. And that's the world I want to help create.
It's a world we need, and I don't know that we've ever truly had it in such a robust way.
I agree.
Um, yeah, that's powerful.
Thank you.
That is powerful. If we could only have a little bit more kindness, I think the world would look different.
Yeah.
Which is a great way to wrap up this podcast episode, because if women ran the world, it'd be a better place. I said what I said, everyone. So, Nicole, how can people get a hold of you and work with you?
Yes. Well, the best way would be to go to my website, NicoleComisCoaching.com, and you can sign up for a free coaching session if that's something you're interested in. And all of the links to my social media is on there. You can definitely connect with me through that site.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Well, Nicole, thank you so much for sharing, for digging in real deep on like what your vision and goals are in the future, but also really what the difference is between coaching therapy and consulting.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever dug so deep into that with other coaches on here. So
Oh, thank
I
you.
really, oh, you're so welcome. So I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. For those of you who stuck with us till the end, thank you so much for listening. We literally could not do this without you. And we're so happy that you took the time to live and breathe and learn as you go on in your journey to have extraordinary wins. So until next time, everybody, we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.